Good morning. I received a request to do up a video or at least answer some questions about this pizzazz puzzle that I assigned for my class. In music, what does Allegro mean? And the intentions of this assignment are to get us used to solving inequalities. This is going to be like two-step inequalities, but for you, sir, who asked for some help, I'm going to try and go through this and help you understand what it is you need to do. So, let's get started. This assignment, like I said, is about solving each inequality below. What we're going to do is solve the inequality here on the left and try and match it up with the one over here on the right. So I'm going to demonstrate this here for you. I'm going to do a few with you to try and give you an idea of how this is supposed to turn out. Really, you can read the directions and translate as much as you want. Draw a straight line to connect it to the inequality that describes the solution set. The line will cross a number and a letter. Then we write that matching number and letter in the box below. So I'm going to move this down. And I'll probably have to move it down when we get there. It'll be important for us to see this. So, problem 1. Problem 1 says 4x minus 7 is greater than 17. Now we want to solve. And what does solve mean again? Well, it means to get the variable by itself. Remember, to solve means we want to find the solution, so we're going to get the variable by itself. So if I were to do this up over here, see I have my 4x minus 7 is greater than 17. Hopefully you can see that all right. Well, I want to get the x by itself because that's my variable. So I'm going to start out by getting rid of the constant, right? So add 7 to both sides. Remember, we're using opposite operations to get rid of each piece. These 7's cancel out, so I have 4x is less than 17 plus 7, that's 24. Last step, I need to get the x by itself, right? So I have to get rid of this 4. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to divide. Divide by 4, these 4's cancel out. X is greater than 6. Now we've solved the inequality, right? We got x is greater than 6. I know you can't see it, it's kind of like, yeah, there you go. Now what we want to do is we want to try to match it up with what's over here. So is there something that matches this x greater than 6? Yes, there is. And it's already right here. Do you see how that answer right over here matches what we got here? That means I need to draw a straight line from this dot to this dot. So however you do it, I know that I'm going to just draw straight. Notice that when I drew my straight line, it went through a number and it went through a letter, just like the directions said. So that is 5e. I want to make a note of that. I'm going to make a note of that, I don't know if you can see on there. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put 5e. And what that means is that our number 5 has the letter e. So here's what we do. I'm going to move us down. And you see this boxes down here, right? Well, where we find number 5, I'm going to put e. And e is going to go right here. Remember, we said that 5 was e, and I wrote that up over here. Not that you can see it, but it is there. Let me see. I'll tell you what, to better do this, I'm going to do some of the ones at the bottom. But remember that the idea is just to match up whatever we get over here with what's already up over here. So if I were to do, I'm going to do number 11. Find number 11 and work through this with me. Number 11 says 10x plus 18 is less than or equal to negative 72. Now we go through the steps of solving. First step, get rid of the constant. That's just the number. So, where's my number? It's 18. Opposite operations help us out, so opposite of addition, subtraction, and what I do to one side, I do to the other. These 18s will cancel out, and I get 10x is greater than or equal to negative 90. Right? This is number 11. 10x is greater than or equal to negative 90. Now I have to get the x by itself, right? So how do I do that? Well, this right here is multiplication, right? So now I have to divide by 10. Divide by 10 on both sides. These 10s cancel out. X is greater than or equal to negative 9. Is that what you got? Hopefully it is. X is greater than or equal to 9. Does this dot right here, remember we're at 11, does this answer match up with anything over here? Hopefully you're saying yes it does. X is greater than or equal to negative 9 is right here. So I have to draw a line from here to here. Let's do that. If I draw a straight line, look at that. It went through 6 and O. That means where I see 6 down here, I put O. I'm just now noticing a typo that I did. This isn't supposed to be 5 down here. Remember, where I see 5, I was supposed to put E. So we have that. You might be better off doing your work on another piece of paper. I just so happen to be doing this on the front board. So I'm going to erase this. I hope that you have this work shown though for number 11 here. But I'm going to go ahead and erase it so that way we can do one more example. And hopefully you will have an idea of how to do this. You know what? I want to do number 15. Number 15 has something I see that I like. So I'm going to start with this dot here. I'm going to make it bold. So I have negative 3 minus 7x is greater than negative 17. First step is the same. Get rid of the constant. That's just a number. So let's use opposite operations to do that. All right, constant is negative 3. How do I cancel out a negative 3? Add. So you add 3 to both sides because we're trying to keep the balance, right? We want to keep the balance. The 3's over here cancel out. Hopefully you can see this all right. So that negative 7x is greater than negative 14. Okay, now we have to get rid of the negative 7, right? We need to get rid of that so that the x can be by itself. So how do we get rid of it when it's going on like this? Well, this is multiplication, so we're going to have to divide. Let's go ahead and do that. Divide both sides by negative 7. We divided by negative 7. These two negative 7's over here cancel out. X. I've got negative 14 divided by negative 7. That's a positive 2. Whoa! There's one thing we can't forget. There's a very particular rule that we talked about in my Algebra 1 class at least. Whenever we multiply or divide by a negative, remember, we have to flip the sign. So right now, this said negative 7x is greater than negative 14. But since we divided by a negative, we're going to have to flip that sign. So now it's going to be x is less than 2. Right? This is our answer. X is less than 2. Whenever we multiply or divide by a negative, remember, that is a mathematical reverse card. So we have to flip our sign. Now, does anything match what we have here? I feel like the answer is yes, and I just don't see it. All right, this might require me to move my thing a little bit. And if that's the case, we're going to be okay. Remember that we did number 15 here. So I'm going to move my paper just a little bit, or in this case, I'm going to move my thing up, because I'm feeling like, yep. You see, as soon as I said it, I saw it. X is less than 2 is what we're looking for, right? Well, guess what? If my 15 is right here, make that bold, my x is less than 2 is all the way up here. So now I have to draw a line from here at this dot all the way up to here. And I think I can already see how this is going to go. I'm going to draw this. Use a straight edge if you have it to draw yours. Let's see here. I think it's going to go like this. Notice that we went through 8 and we went through C. So I'll bring this back down. Remember, it's 8C. Eight is C because that's the line that we went through. Don't pay attention to that. That's probably not right. But hopefully you drew your line and you have the work to remember how to do this. I hope very much that this helps. This is really a basic review as we get into this. There's 12, 18 problems. We just did 3. That's already 1/6. You're already 16% done. There's your math for today. So, hopefully you have a better start, better understanding of how to do in music. What does Allegro mean? It's just solving inequalities on the left side and then matching them up with stuff on the right and drawing a straight line from one dot to the other. I hope this helps you get this thing done. And as always, if you have questions, feel free to email me. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day.